5-5.
And good morning, golfing world. Welcome to Monday Morning Golf Wrap here with Hugh Roy III and George Honeycutt. As you can see, Hugh's just a little tardy to the party.
Yeah.
He's just a little late. That's okay.
Yeah, I had one of those brain things this morning trying to get to therapy and then get here. So,
Mind fart.
Yep. Forgot my clothes at the house, so I made it from.
Well, I'm glad you got clothes, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have picked something a little different.
He looks
I'm glad
good,
you
doesn't
got-
he? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If I'd have been in my workout clothes, it'd have been even worse.
You know, if you want to look like a pumpkin, that's good.
Hey,
That's good stuff.
look like the worst team in college football.
Ooh, hello. Slam.
Well, they looked awful.
Wow. Pretty bad, wasn't it?
Yep, I turned it off.
Oh, yeah.
It was awful.
No kidding.
I mean, it's just pathetic.
I've been waiting now for a day and a half, waiting for the news, the announcement.
Oh, it's not going to happen.
Now, it needs to happen. So, other than that, pretty good weekend.
Pretty good weekend. Halloween was fun. Kids had a blast.
Yeah.
So
Took the boys, the Saturday golf group, it's been together for 10 years. And in 10 years, they have not played at Barefoot.
really,
It's hard to believe, isn't it?
that is hard to believe.
So, took them out there Saturday, first time.
Played the Norman.
Played Norman.
Yeah, remember you saying that.
They had overseeded the greens, started cutting them. Really good shape. Healthy green, just a lot of grass came up. It was good.
Well, we've had
And-
enough dampness around here to
Yeah.
get them growing. So.
Can't help but grow.
Yeah, exactly.
We were cart path only. I put myself in the first group. We were a group of 3, and there were groups of 4 behind us. But we played in 3 hours, 21 minutes, cart
Really?
path only.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
That's humping it.
That is. That's about like what I just did going from Little River to Carolina Forest back to here.
Yeah, 3 hours and 21
I
minutes.
made it in about 35 minutes.
So had a lot of fun. I want to thank Dave Ginevro and everyone out at Barefoot. The boys checking us in gave us a hard time, which I would not expect anything differently. Eric and Travis and Andrew and the whole crew out there. So Dave Croto at the bag drop. We had a good time, and the boys, everybody said, George, can we come back? This was fun. So hope in the future we'll be able to get back to Barefoot.
That'd
Take the
be
Saturday
good.
golf group there.
Absolutely. Get them over on that Norman or the Fazio, and hello, boys.
Yeah. Fazio's a play.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta hit your ball.
I tell you what, though, I think the Love course is probably the best one over there, other than the Die course. Because
They're all distinctly different, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And then of course you got the Die Club, which is the private. So
Yeah.
When our fellow brother and Jeff Deal being over there, Jeff hadn't given me a deal, so that's why I haven't been to the Die Club.
I'm not going to touch
Hint,
that
hint,
one.
wink, wink,
I'm
nudge,
not touching
nudge,
that one.
say no more.
Yeah.
But no, we had a good time. I want to, again, thank everybody. And the Godfather had low round for the day. How about that?
Broke 80.
Ooh, the over-under for the boys inside was at 85.
Really?
2 of them took over, 2 of them took under.
Well, the 2 under won.
The 2 under won.
70 what? 3?
69.
Nice, brother.
69.
Very nice.
Went on a little bit of a tear on the back. Went birdie, 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 eagle over
Wow.
4 holes.
Wow.
5 under.
It's amazing what those senior tees do, isn't it, Jeff?
Senior tees. Okay. Wow. Big Mama was rolling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had the brake pad
Had
going.
had the brake pad rolling.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yep. So real pleased with that. Played with Ben Smith and Mr. Jim Fellner.
There you go.
Jim finally got back out with us. He's been taking care of his wife for the last month, and it's always good to watch Jim's swing. I mean, it's just poetry in motion.
It is. I mean, it's the same speed, the same pace, no matter what club he hits. And
Yeah.
it's just, he's one of those, he kind of bores you to death. Next thing you know, he shoots a couple under.
Yeah, but I end up shooting 69 and don't win any money. So what does that tell you? How about that?
They got your handicap figured out.
So we had a great time. So I mean, what a weekend of golf, Hugh. Goodness, from all over the globe. We're in Turkey, we're in Malaysia, we're in China, it was just coming from everywhere, including the U.S. with the Champions Tour. And hats off to Duffy Waldorf.
Duffy. We've known each other since we were amateurs and seniors in college, and him playing at UCLA, and to see him, he struggled all year last year, and then all of a sudden now it's like all of a sudden it's clicked.
It's his first win in 15 years.
I know.
15 years.
Guy can hit it. God knows. I tell you what, when Duffy Waldorf is on, is as good a ball striking as you will see from anyone in the business.
I mean, in his round yesterday, coming off Saturday, he shoots 60 on Saturday.
And missed a putt on 18.
And missed a putt. He was on 59 watts from 16 in.
On 18, he had a chance to shoot 59. Hit a good putt, just didn't go.
Yesterday, he has 10 birdies, 5 bogeys. 10 birdies, 5 bogeys.
Yeah, like I said.
Hell of a round.
When he gets it going, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
No question about it.
And he wasn't a runaway winner.
No.
No. He had to play it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it was good. It was good to watch.
When the person coming behind you shoots 62, I mean, that'll wake you up in a heartbeat.
Yep. When you see those scores start getting posted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different ball game.
Yeah, it is. And it kind of leads into the modern day technology of the electronic scoreboard. Because now, as a player out on the course, which you probably didn't have this luxury, Hugh, but out on the course now, they're all the time showing the current players coming in that particular group on that particular hole.
Yep.
Or they'll show a snapshot of cards, in other words, scorecards of those players that are making a big run. And then you could be out, I don't care if you're at East Lake or Pebble or wherever, but the only place you won't see it is at Augusta. But again, you can look up there and say, "Oh crap, this guy's about to shoot 62," and I gotta keep the pedal down instead of touching the brakes.
And again, you're looking at two of the best ball strikers in the game. I don't care, modern, young, or old.
And you're talking about Joe Durant.
Yeah. I mean, Joe Durant, folks, I'm telling you, you watch this guy hit golf balls, it's like lasers. I mean, the ball doesn't move. I mean, I've seen it since he was at Huntington in college. He's, a junior. Unbelievable. The only problem with Joe is if he makes putts, he shoots 62. If not, he shoots 70, 71. Because his putter has always kind of been his nemesis, but obviously on Sunday, that putter was moving.
Yeah.
So,
but congrats to Duffy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Gets a win. First one, like I said, in 15 years. So, big smile on that big guy's face. And, good for him. So that kind of moves him up the Charles Schwab Cup race. And, he gets to go ahead and participate in the next couple of events till they, finish the championship. So, which is coming up soon.
Yep,
So
because this week was the qualifying week.
Yep.
I mean, if you weren't in the top 30 after this event,
right,
you're out.
You're out. So
and it's back to Q school.
So were you happy about Justin Thomas?
I tell you what.
Even though he's an Alabama boy,
that doesn't bother me. He Southern by heart. That's the way it is. But I tell you what, that young man. Seeing, and it was a busy weekend, Halloween with the kids, and then yesterday cleaning up and trying to get everything back to normal. But everything you saw from this young man, it didn't matter if he was putting, if he was in a bunker, or if he had missed a green or was hitting a wedge to it. This guy held it out from everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Every highlight I've seen is him out of a bunker, him hitting a pitch shot. He had it dialed in.
Well, again, this being his first PGA Tour win, and we're talking about the CIMB Classic, in Malaysia, again, a co-op agreement between PGA Tour Asia and PGA Tour. They said we'll have one PGA Tour event in a Asian site as part of our agreement for us taking over the Asian Tour, which used to be just the Asian Tour,
Yes.
and now it's the PGA Asian Tour. But, however, Justin finds himself coming down the stretch, and he's kind of thinking that it's going to be Kevin Na that's going to be held right there with him. It's probably going to be Brendan Steele, but the one person he didn't expect was Adam Scott.
And I tell you, nice to see.
Wasn't it? I mean, Adams, all of a sudden, he's not using the broomstick.
That's what everybody's asking. What's going to happen? What's he going to do?
Well, it's over and done with now.
And, I mean, he comes out and he shoots 63 in the final round, I'd say there's not an issue here.
I mean, he jumps multiple spots to finish second.
Yep.
And one shot behind Justin. And, again, it was fun to watch him come up 18, Hugh. The uphill par 5, and Justin and Brendan were on the right-hand side of the fairway. Justin actually in the first cut, Brendan Steele actually in the second cut, heavier rough. And, they were 278 front, 286, 287 pin. And I watched Justin just pull out 3-wood and just rip it pin high right, but he goes in the bunker. And then Brandon gets up. He's almost the same identical distance, maybe 1 yard closer. He hits it from the heavy rough with 3-wood and puts it on the green. And I'm sitting here going, these boys are going after it.
Oh, yeah, they're going
That's
after
good.
it. But I tell you what, I guarantee you, George, Justin, obviously it could be any tour player, but, I mean, when you put it in that situation, the one place you want to miss is in a bunker.
Sure.
It's the easiest shot in golf. It's the only one you never have to hit the ball.
And considering where the pin was, if he'd been in the rough, it would have substantially handicapped him being short-sided.
Sure.
He wouldn't have been able to get any spin on it coming out of the rough with his chip shot up there. But coming out of the bunker, he was able to, set it in there like a butterfly with sore feet and then make the putt. So hats off to Justin. He finished what he needed to do to win the golf tournament. It wasn't like he was 5 shots clear. Coming up 18, he could make a bogey and get away with it to calm the nerves. No, this boy had to play. He had to finish, and he executed.
And that's the beauty of it. You could see how he kept his concentration. He stayed in the moment, and he stuck to his game plan, and he hit the golf shots. And, I mean, that's all you're trying to do in that situation. If you win, great. If you don't, at least you know you did what you're supposed to do, and that's the thing. But I tell you what gets me, George, is looking down this list at tied for 7th. I mean, how well has Brian Harmon played in the last probably 14 months?
Yeah, it's like a second coming.
I mean, he's just been solid. He's all top 10, top 15 every week, it seems like. And, I mean, playing very, very well. And then there's Charlie Howell.
What got me, Hugh, I saw Hideki Matsuyama again having a phenomenal 2015. Hats off to that young man. He's just playing extremely well right now. Had a good President's Cup. But I watched Kevin Na on 18. Here's Justin, the leader, tee off with the driver. It's a par 5. Here's Brendan Steele tee off with the driver, and Kevin Na gets up with a 3-wood. Now, he's 2 shots behind. And not only does he hit the 3-wood, he pulls off of it. Again, the old traditional Kevin Na, let me take forever to hit this shot.
Yeah.
And then he hooks it left. I mean, obviously he's hitting the 3-wood because either A, he doesn't have confidence in the driver, B, he wants to make sure he hits the fairway, C, he just figures he's already 2 shots back, so he ain't going to catch up.
Yeah. Probably all the above.
Probably so. Sad.
It's sad, but then again, look at it this way. Yes, you look at tour players and you say, okay, these guys are the best in the business and whatnot. But if you're not comfortable on a hole, it doesn't mean you've got the hit driver, Like he's probably just trying to put it in play.
Okay, that's the teacher in
opportunity.
You. That's the teacher in you.
No, teacher in me, that's the way my dad taught me. I mean,
sure.
It's, if you're not comfortable, why do it? Mm-hmm. Figure out what's comfortable and give yourself an opportunity.
Okay, I can understand that. But that decision and how he handled the 18th hole or the 72nd hole it ended up being cost him, I don't know, about $400,000.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, great, good. Okay, you hit 3-wood and you still missed the fairway.
Well, and
how's that working for you?
That's not good.
So,
and I agree with you from that standpoint. I mean, if you're going to hit 3-wood, you've got to put it in the fairway.
Just caught me by surprise, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. So, another great event that occurred this weekend, dude. We talked about the golf course on Thursday, and you commented, yeah, it's a gorgeous golf course, but look at how difficult it's playing. And then after 4 days, we see the winning score, 2 under par.
Yeah.
When's the last tournament we saw at a winning score of 2 under par? I don't care if it is the ladies.
Yeah.
They can shoot lights out just like everybody else can.
Yep. They can.
So here we are at Blue Bay LPGA in China, and Si Young Kim ends up making a 7-foot birdie putt on 18 to win the event by 1. She makes that putt, she wins. She misses that putt, it's in a playoff.
I mean, that golf tournament right there, I mean, you look at these scores and you look at it's a U.S. Open.
Yeah.
I mean, this golf tournament played like a U.S. Open.
Yeah, fourth place was +3, I think, something like that.
Fifth place.
Fifth place?
Mm-hmm.
+3.
It goes -2, and then you got 3 at -1 with Kim Kaufman, Stacey Lewis, and Candy Kung. And they're at 1 under. And then all of a sudden, Sandra Gal and Miss Lynn and Elena Sharp, they're at 3 over, and they finished tied for 5th. I mean, that's
that bodes for the golf course, dude.
That's the way golf's supposed to be played.
And beautiful. God, that golf course gorgeous.
Unbelievable.
But, I mean, Si Young Kim, 22 years old. This is her rookie season, Hugh. 2015, this is her 3rd win. Her 3rd LPGA Tour win. And it's a rookie year. Are these girls good?
Oh, they're very good.
We talked nothing about Lydia Ko, and Lydia had a good event.
I mean, she finished top 10, tied for 8th.
And you consider her first day, I mean, Lord have mercy. Check out her first day score.
Yeah, shot Red Grange.
Yeah.
Double hockey stick, 77.
I mean, you're sitting here wondering, Lydia, bless her heart, she's just coming off the win. Again, another travel week. Again, this girl's got to be burned out. Sweetheart, just go on out there, shoot your hockey sticks, and then, why don't you just take the rest of the weekend off?
I mean,
go shopping. Buy that purse you've been trying to buy. Get the money from your mother for the last year, okay? You got about 20, 25 million in the bank. Go ahead and get the purse. But no. She goes, I play a lot better than this. And then she starts turning it on.
But look at her first 2 rounds. She shoots Red Grange, and then she shoots Mean Joe Green.
I know.
77, 75. And you're thinking, she made the cut?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she shoots 70, and boom, she's right there, top 10. I mean, that's the thing, folks. You got to remember, golf's a game of imperfection, not perfection.
Yeah. Good point.
And as long as you can keep the ball in play and score and keep yourself in the game, you've always got a chance to do something and to improve where you are. And she proves that right there, shooting. I mean, you look at it. That's 8 over par, first 2 rounds, and then she shoots 4 under the last 2. And she finishes tied for 8th. I mean, that's a heck of a comeback, shows a lot of guts, a lot of heart. And you don't see that in kids nowadays.
She's without a doubt number 1 player in the world.
Absolutely.
So, without a doubt. So, but congratulations to Si Young Kim. Again, 3rd victory, LPGA Tour victory in her rookie season, 2015 season. So, the ladies, again, are heading down the backstretch to their championship, which, of course, is in Naples, Florida. And then the European Tour. We saw a victory come in this weekend. And it was one of those events. I was talking with Dave of Just Call Dave. I was talking with Dave earlier. Dave had commented that he had not witnessed a more, I don't know, maybe it was a Halloween weekend freakiness that came out of this European Tour event. And, of course, we're talking about they were in Antalya, which is a gorgeous part of the world in Turkey. They're playing at the Turkish Airlines Open. And we see one, Victor Dubuisson, pick up his 2nd European Tour win. His 2nd. That's it, folks, just 2. And it just so happens, coincidentally, his other European Tour win was the same event a couple of years ago.
Impressive.
So he's now won it twice. Again, he probably shouldn't have won it. But then again, too, the others that he was going down the stretch again, which included the young man who went out on day 1 and basically, set course records. He almost had 59, and I'm talking about Van Zyl.
Yep.
Van Zyl all of a sudden kind of disappears on Saturday, and then all of a sudden Sunday, he says, well, heck, I had this thing in my grasp. I'm going to come back and go for it now. But then you saw him kind of falter down at the end. I don't know if it was nerves or whatever. And then several other players got into the mix, But Victor Dubuisson ends up kind of putting everything to bed with some clutch putts in the last 2 holes, and he picks up his second European Tour victory.
Which everybody been talking, where's he been?
Well, of course.
I mean, he has not played well this year. Mm-hmm. And you look at him all of a sudden here, a 64 and a 66 to go along with a 69 and a 67, 22 under par, that's pretty impressive. And, I mean, you've got McIlroy, who, was nice to see him, solid, and then yesterday.
And look where McIlroy started the day off. McIlroy started the final day, 1 shot back. Mm-hmm. And everybody says, oh, this is McIlroy's event. He's got it. Okay. McIlroy will go out and shoot 64, and he'll win by 3. Mm-hmm. But McIlroy goes out and shoots 71 on the final day. Very, very lackluster for him. Looked like, I don't know, not that he didn't want to be there, but he just wasn't firing on all cylinders. And he's made the comment, though, he's pleased with his play. He's pleased to have another top 10 finish. He's getting acclimated to the new driver. He's getting acclimated to the new ball that he's implemented. So, according to him, the next couple of weeks, which this week is the WGC HSBC Championship in China. And then they go to Dubai.
Yeah.
So, McIlroy is figuring, okay, I'm really the one that's heads-up favorite for the WGC and also Dubai.
Well, look at it this way. I mean, him playing in this tournament right here says something about his preparation and what he's trying to do to get ready for this run. That's the way I would look at it.
Okay.
Yesterday, maybe he tried a couple of things that normally he wouldn't, just to see. I don't know. I didn't watch, so I really couldn't tell you. But, I mean, watching the first couple of days, seeing him hit that driver, there's not an issue there. The guy's bombing that thing.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And, the new ball and what they've come out with, the guy that does all their ball stuff came from Bridgestone, so I've known him very, very well for a long time. He's a genius, and if he says it's the best thing he's seen in a while, I guarantee you it's pretty good. So we'll just have to see what it is. I think this tournament is more prep to get ready for the HSBC and then for Dubai. I think that's getting him back into tournament kind of mode, getting back into golf shape, so to speak, and getting ready to run. I mean, it was nice to see Peter Uihlein play well.
Well, interestingly, there were a couple of holes, Hugh. Thursday and Friday, I watched the coverage, and you know me, I got nothing else to do at 2 a.m. in the morning. But several holes, they were filming Rory on the ground during the round stretching. He was stretching his back muscles. He was stretching his ankles, which we know of the injury he just recently got over. But it was almost like there was a level of discomfort, but he wasn't hurt. Maybe tight. I don't know.
It could be, and that's pretty much like we've talked about. With
but it seemed to be. I guess where I'm going, it seemed to be there were several holes on the golf course. The people that set up the courses, they had set up several holes that were possibly drivable. Okay, kind of in that go no go range, and so thusly, instead of waving groups through, they were waiting for groups to finish. And so thusly, at times, there were 2 to 3 groups backed up on some tees. And that's when he seemed to, all of a sudden, if he wasn't getting to the tee box and just waiting his normal time, hitting, moving on, then he seemed to be really tensing up. He seemed to be really tightening up.
And when you're waiting like that, and it's like we've talked about, I mean, with everything I've gone through with my back, there are exercises that you're given that if there is something like that or you need to do something on the course that will help you get back to that. And it doesn't take long. It's just a couple of little stretches here and there.
And that's what it was.
And that's probably what it was, just to make sure he stayed loose. But I tell you what, he is, like I said, I think this is just a prep, coming back from the ankle injury and getting ready for this run.
Yeah. I have to agree with you. I mean, he looks solid. The putter, at times, it looks like he's wafting at it a little bit with an open blade. But for the majority of the event this weekend, he was pretty solid with the putter. There seemed to be some short game issues with certain types of shots. I think he'll narrow that down. He'll get that focused in. So again, 2 more events coming up for the European Tour, and then they're going down to the big money now. Of course, Dubai being the big money.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So and there's tons of money there to be handed out. So
exactly. Yeah.
So one thing I wanted to actually 2 things I wanted to cover with you, but let's address the first one first. We get the announcement again Friday evening late that Tiger has now had a 3rd back surgery this year. This didn't come from his agent. It came from an unknown source. And evidently somebody within Golf Channel called Tiger or tweeted him or whatever, and it was confirmed. He is basically in bed. He is bedridden. He has to stay in bed. And this procedure was done literally late last week, and it was a follow-up procedure to the one that was just done a couple of weeks ago. So this being 3 back surgeries within the year, is this the end? Is this it? I mean, just the way this whole 3rd surgery has been handled by his quote-unquote team.
And it may have had to be done in stages too, George. You don't. Sometimes they want to go in and do something and then come back in and just finalize it.
Why wouldn't he mention that in Mexico just a week and a half ago?
Because it's nobody's business.
Okay.
It's his.
Okay.
And I mean, nobody's really talking about Tiger. This is kind of the thing. I mean, you see the whole thing that you're probably going to get into next that came out. I think he's trying to keep things his way, kind of a little quiet, let him get himself back in shape before he makes all the announcements to have all the hype and, he's going to come back and whatever. I don't think it's the end. I don't. And I've said this before to you and said it to several other people. He's got to change the way he plays golf as far as his golf swing goes, and him trying to be the big, I'm working out and I can still hit it as far as I used to, and get into doing what Mr. Player, Mr. Palmer, Nicholas and all them did, where they learned to play and change the way they played the game from a different perspective instead of trying to overpower
as they grew older.
Learn how to score and play the positions. And I think that's what's going to have to happen if Tiger's going to make any kind of run to do what he wants to try to do.
Well, this, considering, again, another surgery to the back, you're looking at a minimum window, I think, personally, of at least 9 to 10 months.
They're saying a year. Before
we see him even talk about coming back.
Yeah.
Frankly, I believe we will see him upright and on site at Hazeltine as a vice captain or an associate captain or whatever for the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, he'll be there.
So, but who knows as far as playing career. So right now, and second thing leading with Tiger, and folks, I'm not sure if you picked up on this or not, but the long-awaited or little known of, but long-awaited by those who did know, book by Stevie Williams has been released as of Friday, and it is now available on different network opportunities or media outlets or whatever, Amazon.com to mention one. But basically, Stevie gives a rather complete, detailed account of his life with Tiger. And there is also comments in the book, supposedly, about his life now with Adam Scott and with other people that he has caddied for in the past. Again, I mentioned long-awaited. That's because those in the know are wondering exactly how far Stevie would go with divulging some of the personal stories that he probably was aware of, some of the skeletons in the closet, let's say, that kind of through the years with Tiger.
Yeah.
So I have yet to read the book. I have asked our producer if we can get access to the book. I have been told we can. And then what I propose we do, HR, I can't imagine there will be some snippets talked about, some excerpts from the book that will be discussed at other golf media outlets. But no one's probably going to take the whole book and break it down and actually talk about some of the scenarios that's in there.
And the scenarios in there, there's not much from what I understand from talking to some friends of mine that, about the extramarital stuff. It's more of his attitude on the golf course.
And that's great. That's good. I don't really need to know about the marriage stuff.
No.
But I'd love to know a little bit more about the psyche of Tiger Woods inside the ropes.
Yeah.
And that would be entertaining to me. So what we're going to do is, folks, for you, is we're going to take the book, and Hugh and I are going to read it. Hugh will look at the pictures. I'll actually read it. And we're going to come to you with a complete show. I vision will probably be 20, 30, 40 minutes on this thing. But we're going to dedicate an entire show on the breakdown of this book written by Stevie Williams and about the game of golf and his association with the several golfers that he's caddied for, and also too specifically Tiger and Adam Scott. So, and I guess Steve has decided he kind of wants to get back into caddying. He's happy again. He caddied for Adam in Malaysia this week, and evidently he's already committed to Adam for next year, several events. So evidently he's kind of felt a resurgence back in the old knees, and he wants to get back out and tote the bag.
Well, I know Adam wants him on the bag.
Sure.
That's the thing, too.
Yeah. Well, Adam is a different player with Stevie on the bag.
No question.
We've seen that just over the last few months. So now he didn't have all that great of a year in the majors where Stevie was on the bag with him. But again, I think there, too, it's just like Sergio. If you're struggling with the putter, you're not going to win a major championship.
No, you're not. You're not.
So
'cause you're putting in your
ball
bathtub.
striking, we never question Adam Scott's ball striking.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the prettiest golf swings to live right now. So, but if he gets that putter rolling and in combination with his ball striking, he could be a force to be reckoned with.
I don't have any doubt about that whatsoever.
All right, bud. Well, thanks for really charging in and getting here with us to do the show.
Dude, that Jeep was flying down 31, I can tell you. But it was funny because I got there, and I'm sitting there in the middle of my workouts and my therapy, and I'm like going, crap, I walked out and left my clothes hanging on the bar stool. I'm like, so off I go.
Mind fart.
Yep.
All right, folks, thanks for joining us here on Monday Morning Golf Wrap. Of course, brought to you by thegolfdirector.com. TGD Radio and TV are produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting the Golf Director, be sure to check out our featured course pages where you'll find up-to-date information about course conditions, specials, and much more. Hey, need help with any golfing vacation you got coming up? Just call Dave. You can give Dave a call right here at the Golf Director, 844-464-6531, 844-GO-GOLF-1. All of our TGD programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand. To catch up on any show you may have missed, you can click on the TGD Radio or the TGD TV tabs in the menu screen at thegolfdirector.com. We are now available on over 1 billion devices right here at iTunes, Audio Realm, TuneIn, YouTube, Ustream, Roku, Periscope, Catch.me, Blueberry, and, of course, the Myrtle Beach Golf app. I'm George Honeycutt, Hugh Roy III, Jeff behind the glass, and we want to thank all of you for joining us on Monday Morning Golf Wrap. Be sure to stick with us now all week. We've got a lot more golf news and information coming up next.